Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of The Grandstand here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I'm, as always, your host, AR the Ohio Patriot. And for today's episode, we're going to talk about the new mayor of Akron, Ohio, and why he belongs in jail for a multitude of reasons. We're also going to talk about new laws that have been put on the books here in 2024 throughout a bunch of states, is what it is, and how you haven't challenged us about a lot of this stuff. Because there's a lot of anti-gun stuff in general. It's all Democrat fuck sticks, but basically what happened was about 6-8 months ago, sometime in there, it was around like May of 2023 there, you had a mayor's race in Akron, Ohio, that you had basically the way that the Democrats have gerrymandered the state right now. You have Akron, Canton, Columbus, Toledo, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Dayton, etc. are all these blue strongholds. If you look back at where the whole abortion bullshit came through as well, it was directly in the counties that have those major cities in them, is what it is, or even minor cities for that matter. Because I consider Canton more of a minor city than a major city, and Akron to some extent is somewhere in between. Actually, it's more of a medium-sized one. But the entire point is, you had Seamus Malik, who is this Islamic terrorist piece of shit. I'm gonna call it like it is right now, dude. This motherfucker shouldn't even be allowed to run for office at all, dude, because he's basically a male version of Ilhan Omar, is what it is. Was on the Akron City Council. Should never been allowed to take office on that one either, for that matter. Just based on our, on the Founding Fathers Act, would be at this point, which would be, booting Islam the fuck out of this country like it should have been always, is what it is. But yeah, you have this douchebag basically running on the platform of, oh, I would have been the first Islamic guy to be in fucking office. Get the fuck out of here, dude, seriously. And so basically you had like a 7-way primary where it was more or less like the biggest jackass in the room kind of thing, because you had all these motherfuckers, including the Seamus guy, basically pushing BLM terrorism to the forefront. Cucking for BLM terrorists in Akron, Ohio against the Akron cops is what it was. I'm honestly shocked with what we saw here from this guy in this first act and stuff like that it wasn't just a whites-only tax, honestly. That it wasn't just like, oh, if you're a white and live in Akron, Ohio, you get taxed double or something like that kind of thing. But it's pretty fucking close, man. Because like I've said before, with all these Democrat mayors and city councilmen and stuff like that, dude, like especially the mayors is what it is. As soon as these motherfuckers take office, they will almost always create some kind of bullshit-ass piece of government garbage-ass seed is what it is there. That shouldn't exist. It doesn't need to exist. It shouldn't exist. It's literally fucking stealing taxpayer money is what it is. And funneling it into some seat for some jackass. Usually, it's some kind of nepotism stuff where it's like a family member or a friend or whatever the case be. They give that seat to us what it is. Which is exactly what we saw here in Akron. Which is basically, you had this article I saw about an hour ago, give or take. Which is right here. New Democratic mayor of Akron, Ohio announces DEI and climate change teams in first moves. Says newly sworn in Akron mayor Seamus Malik designated 3 new cabinet officials, which, by the way, those shouldn't exist at all. Those cabinet seats should not exist at all, is what it is, dude. And this is the whole point entirely. Like, this guy, honestly, like I said before, shouldn't even be mayor right now, dude, because the way that they've gerrymandered all these major cities is what it is here. Unless you're a Democrat, you're not going to win. Like, unless you're literally a Democrat, you don't win anything. If you're a Republican, if you're an independent, you can't even get into the race is really what it is, dude. Because you're going to be trounced by these fuckers, what it is. And that's exactly what happened here is what it is. You had the Seamus Malik guy back in May of last year win a fucking primary against a bunch of other Democrats. And then people, like, immediately after that, next day, were all like, oh, meet your new mayor, everybody. Because it doesn't matter if general election happens or not, because there's not going to be anybody running, basically. Unless you had somebody, like, jump in there and stand, like, no fucking chance, just piss away a bunch of money is what it was. So, yeah, nobody jumped in, and this fucking asshole wins by default is what it is. So, you know what that tells me? It tells me the exact same bullshit with these fucking city council seats. They're almost all Democrat, too. Which is, these don't need to fucking exist as positions of power in the state, dude, period. We don't need an Akron mayor. We don't need a fucking Canton mayor. We don't need a fucking Canton City Council. We don't need an Akron City Council. We don't need a Cleveland City Council. We don't need a Cleveland mayor. We don't need a fucking mayor of Cincinnati or a city council in Cincinnati. We don't need a fucking mayor or a city council in any of these goddamn major cities, dude. Because they're all fucking anti-gun, terrorist fucking scumbags. From Seamus Malik to Justin Bibb to Andrew Ginther to that fucking piece of shit down in Cincinnati whose name I don't fucking recognize because he's some goddamn fucking Indian foreign national piece of shit is what it is, dude. Who, again, shouldn't have been allowed to take fucking office based on that fucking status alone, for God's sakes. Like, stop letting these fucking foreigners take over our goddamn position of power in this fucking country, people. And if you're going to vote for these fucking people, your ass should be fucking exiled from this country too, for the God's sakes. And it's as simple as that, really. And what's even more retarded is, and this is the thing too, right? Like, if you're going to do some gerrymandered-ass primaries, what it is, dude, or some gerrymander some cities, what it is there, where you're going to have nothing but like a primary to basically choose a fucking election then, make it be 50% or more of the vote then. Because as far as I'm aware, this Seamus guy and no one else got anywhere near 50% of the vote at that point, dude. It was all like, I think Seamus got like 27 or 30% of the vote, something like that's what it was. Everybody else got like 20-something, 10-something percent, whatever it was there. So yeah, why is this asshole even in fucking office, dude, at all? He shouldn't be, period, in the story. Especially when he's pushing anti-white racist shit like fucking diversity, equity, inclusion garbage is what it is, dude. Like, he might as well just name that seat the fucking anti-white racist seat, is what it should have been, honestly. Because what this motherfucker is, honestly, dude. But you know what, though? In honor of Seamus Malik, I made a good breakfast this morning. I made what I call the breakfast of champions, actually. Which, for those who don't know what that is, we got our bacon here. We got some eggs cooked in bacon grease. And we got a beer. Root beer, that is, because I don't actually drink beer. Most beer is disgusting in general. But, yeah, got a root beer, here's what it is. But yeah, I did the bacon grease eggs again. They're pretty good. The only thing with this go around is that it seems like there's a little bit of separation. I think they put too much, I dropped a little bit of water, obviously, in the egg mix to get the wash, right, is what it was. And I think I maybe overwatered it a little bit, and I wasn't able to get it all out before I was able to get these all fried off, is what it is then. So, I mean, they're still good, but there's definitely like a separation of oils and stuff in the mixer, is what it is. So, but anyway. But yeah, Seamus is a piece of shit in general, dude. Let's put my bacon sandwich here. That's good. Bacon is so fucking good, dude. Those Islamic dudes don't know what they're missing, man. Seriously. God, it tastes good. Yeah. Yeah, some more for y'all here. Like I say, these eggs did come out really good, though, for the most part. And you can definitely tell. I'll just take a bite there and definitely tell that that bacon oil and grease and stuff in there. Yep, very good. But anyway, so going back to that article about dipshit Seamus here. It says, yeah, I created 3 current positions, including Director of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and a newly created Director of Sustainability and Reliancy. You know what he didn't do, obviously? Which, if you're actually a smart mayor, I don't care if you're Democrat or not at that point, dude, you would, I don't know, address the fucking serious violence in your city. Address the BLM terrorism going on all over Ohio, especially in the city of Akron. Address the attack on police in this country, especially in Akron. Address the various terrorism of the minorities in the city of Akron, etc. And finally, be fucking hard on crime is what it is, dude. Don't be a soft on crime little pussy is what it is. You know? But of course, what is Seamus going to do? He's going to pull a Justin Bibb, I'm sure, at some point here. And he's going to attack gun rights again. Just like they all do. Just like Dan Horgan did before his ass. Just like all these scumbag ass leftist mayors love to do, man. Instead of actually addressing the shit properly and actually calling on the city prosecutors to actually, you know, put the criminal teens away as adults as they belong as what it is right now. So, They never ever do that. That was what it is, dude. Because it would actually make sense to do that. Because it would actually, I don't know, fix your fucking city and the problems in it is what it is, man. And stop having that be, blown to the outskirts is what it is then, where it comes to places like where I'm at right now. Because the thing is, it's not like I live in the city of Canton. I live in the outskirt areas where it's a small town. But yet, 2 years ago, because of the fucking crime in Canton, it spilled over into my town is what it was. And somebody broke into my house and stole one of my guns. And yet, in over 2 years' time now, about 2.5 years actually, what it is now, I still have yet to get the gun back. And the Stark County Sheriff's Office has not done anything to find it, actually. So unless it gets found in like a drug raid or something at some point in the future, I'm just never getting that back. And I have no recourse to actually get it back, or I have no recourse to actually get reimbursed the funds what it costs to actually buy the damn thing. Because it'd be nice to be able to buy one, obviously. Buy myself a new one, but of course, like I've been told by the cops and stuff in the past, unless it's using a murder, stuff like that, it becomes state property at that point then. And then, of course, they would reimburse you after that, if that'd be the case then. But the whole point is I should be able to go and do a claim right now is what it is. So, anyway. Yeah, so according to Malik's office, said Esther Thomas will serve as Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Casey Sullivan will be the Director of the new Climate-Focused Office, which is that, what is that now? Sustainability and Reliancy, which is nothing more than pushing a 2030 agenda is what it is there. And Stephanie March will join as Malik's Director of Communications. Said group joins Chief of Staff, Brittany Grimes. I'm not even sure I pronounce the last name of that woman. Brittany Grimes, something or other, Zacharinger. And Chief of Strategy, Natet Pitt. I'm going to look some of these people up, actually, because I guarantee some of them are definitely Islamic people is what it is there. So whom were appointed mid-December. Okay, so let's look these people up right now. Let's go ahead and look up Esther Thomas, see who she is. Let's see, that's Colorado. Is this the one right here, maybe? This is Ohio. I'm trying to see if there says anything about Ohio. Here's what it is. Yep, Summit County. Okay. So this is the DEI woman right here. Shocker. The black supremacist is appointed as the fucking diversity, equity, inclusion bullshit. Let's see. Casey Sullivan is... Let's see if I can find a photo of this jackass. This stupid bitch right here, probably. Yeah, right there. Let's picture her ass. God, that girl... Dude, that girl looks like a fucking leftist soul eater in general, dude. She just... Like, even that smile, she just looks like one of these, just evil people is what it is, man, for real. Like one of these abortionist types that's like all about the mass murder on demand and then mocking like dead children and stuff like that kind of thing is what it is. And also at the same time pushing for gun control and shit like that. Yeah, that chick just looks evil as fuck, dude. That's just the face of evil, man, for real. Just the face of pure evil. And then let's see, Stephanie March. I know that's an actress too as well, so I'm not sure if that's gonna. It's gonna pop up probably there. Let's look up Ohio. Actually, yeah, right there, Akron. Okay, images. Oh, of course. Yep, that person looks exactly what I thought they would. What is this person again? Is this the? Oh, okay, that's Director of Communications. Oh, Jesus, dude. So yeah, Seamus is definitely going for diversity, is what it is, man. So you got your soulless nut job who looks like a fucking demon, the last girl. You got your black supremacist is your DEI bitch, and you got your obviously probably either trans or non-binary person here as your communications director. Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense, actually. Christ on a cracker, man. Anyway, continuing on the rest of this article, though, it says 32-year-old Malik is Akron's first millennial mayor, made the announcement before taking oath of office on New Year's Day. Said Malik succeeded the current Democrat primary victory in May 2023 and was elected in November. without even having to actually beat anybody in November during general elections. Is what I'm talking about there. Okay, so here's my problem right here. The way this says this. An Akron native, Malik previously served on Akron City Council. The guy is not an Akron native, dude. He is literally, his family is from the Middle East, period. He is a fucking Islamic follower. He may have been born in this country. I'm not sure, honestly. But his fucking family was not. His parents were not. He is the child of foreign nationals from the Middle East. He is the child of Islamic terrorism, is what it is, dude. Period in the story. Anyway. Not even going to bother reading the rest of this because it's just that fucking stupid is what it is, man. It's so fucking retarded. But going from one retard to another fucking retard, and one black supremacist to another, actually, we go to good old Julius Malema, the black supremacist dictator who wants to mass murder and genocide white people in South Africa, which is ex-users defending white South Africans as Julius Malema rises in popularity. That's a scary fucking thought, by the way. And this is what I don't understand, right? You had Trump's administration, 4 or 5 years ago now, when you had Lauren Southern make that documentary about the white farmers there in South Africa being genocided by blacks and stuff like that. It was called Farmlands. And yet, nothing was ever done to announce any kind of refugee program for white South Africans, or anybody for that matter from South Africa that was going to be genocided. Because that's the thing, right? It's not like it was just whites. Like it's just like the same thing back in Hitler's regime back in the 1930s in Germany, dude. It wasn't just Jewish people. It was everybody they didn't like. And that's the thing. In South Africa, obviously, white people make up the majority of the people don't like is what it is there, because all black supremacists is what it is there. But the thing is, if you're some random black person and you speak out in favor of the white guy there and stuff, they'll kill your ass too, is what it is, dude. And God forbid you're like some Indian or fucking Asian guy over there too, for that matter, or some Indian or Asian woman for that matter. They'll kill those people too just as much, dude. It's why when you saw the things popping off over there, what you actually saw was you saw the bunch of security companies, like a bunch of like armed security mercenary companies is what it was there. And it was a bunch of Indian guys that were in these trucks running around with fucking ARs and shit like that. Or M16s or some variant thereof is what it is. And they were the ones keeping peace there is what it was, dude. And taking out the fucking trash is what it was then. And it was only because of these dudes being hired by various people over there that you had a lot of people survive these fucking attacks in the last couple of years is what it is there. But what's really fucked up, and this is something I heard about recently actually in South Africa, is how the black supremacist government that's currently in power there is actually facilitating a lot of the murders of white people over there, dude. Because what they'll do actually is the way this country is right now, you have a bunch of people who are in like the outskirt farmlands area and stuff like that. And the only communications that they have is some kind of like a sat phone, basically is what it is. And so what you'll end up having is you'll have the bribed ass cops and the government and stuff like that that will give these gangs of black supremacists some kind of jammer thing so that they can basically run up on these people's house with a jammer in their hand or in their pocket, whatever it doesn't matter, honestly, or on their person somehow is what it is there. And within like 1,000 feet or something like that, it jams any kind of sat phone signal or any kind of communication signal is what it is. So even if they were trying to call for help before they were killed and stuff like that, it's going to be impossible for them to do that is what it is then. So they're going to be able to easily take out a white family one at a time is what it'll be then. And it's just so disgusting, dude, in general. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what pisses me off the most about Trump, honestly, dude. Like, this dude had the ability as president of this country to be like, no, we're not going to let an entire race of people get genocided in South Africa. We are opening our borders to these people that will actually align with our beliefs here in America. You are welcome to come in as refugees, people. And that's what it should have been in the story. And you just, and if nothing else, you just do a case-by-case basis thing, if that be the case then. Where you're like, okay, cool. And like, you can basically prove that these people are going to be genocided is what it is. They stay over there in that country would be then. And then if there's ones that can't prove that, it's like, well, tough shit then, leave them in Mexico, leave them in wherever then, if that be the case, dude. Leave them in another safe country then to stay there then. So anyway, it says topic of white South Africans are being treated is a recurring topic white South Africans being harmed is a recurring topic among conservative Americans. For the most part, many fear that this rhetoric may be imported to America in the coming years. South Africa has a troubled past, but unfortunately, it seems that the troubled past may return, but in a different form. So here's the problem I have with that, right? Just the way that was written. So they're talking about people thinking it's going to come over here to America. Dude, it's already fucking here. It's already here. You have black on white hate crimes every fucking day in this country, legitimately. The media refuses to talk about it because it doesn't fit the fucking narrative of racism. You have fucking all these foreign nationals from across the country now, coming into our country now from across the fucking world, is what it is there. You know, burning their fucking passports, shredding up their passports and their fucking IDs and stuff like that right before they hit the border is what it is there. That are Islamic terrorism, that are African terrorism, etc. All fighting age males, by the way. No females at all, by the way. No kids at all, by the way. All fighting age males and stuff like that, dude. All the MAMs, military age males. Coming in droves, coming in sleeper cell numbers. 8, 10 at a time, give or take there as buddies. And yet we're letting them continue to be in this country at all. And they're the ones that are going to cause a lot of this shit, dude. They're the ones that are going to be committing terrorist attacks in the next 6 months, 8 months, a year. Here's what it is. Sometime in 2024 is what it'll be here. By the way, for those interested, we're now 170 days from my prediction of June 18th, 2024 being the kickoff to Civil War is what it is then. Or some other event for that matter. Civil War, call it revolution, tribal warfare, doesn't really matter, honestly. Call it what you will. Something's going to happen, I think, by then. Food gangs, etc., etc. Anyway, going back to this article, though, it said in August, New York Times states at a concluding political rally, the fiery leader of the South African leftist party, Julius Malema, energized supporters with a chant of "Kill the Boer," referencing white farmers, amidst thousands joining at the Johannesburg Stadium. This fervor sparked controversy when a video circulated online, sparking accusations of inciting violence, particularly from the American far-right groups and Elon Musk. You gotta love how these douchebags in the media write that shit, dude. This fucking Azar F, who wrote the story, here's what it is. So, first off, fuckstick, it's not far-right groups and Musk. It's literally people that give a shit about people not being fucking genocided, you fucking asshole. And yeah, when you're literally calling for the fucking genocide of white people in another country, dude, like, pretty fucking sure you're a black supremacist piece of shit, motherfucker. They need to be treated as such. And that's the thing I don't understand, right? Like, they knew where this fucker was gonna be. Like, even our military now knew where this fucker's gonna be. Take a fucking drone and put it over there and fucking drone strike these cocksuckers. Boom! One shot. All the fucking black supremacists in South Africa gone. Stadium blown to fucking bits. Or better off. Like, seriously, bro. All it would have taken a missile or two. In one shot. Anyway, it says, despite its provocative nature, Malema and experts on the anti-apartheid movement, which is nothing more than an anti-white movement, by the way, emphasize that the chant, a historical battle cry, isn't a literal call to violence. Oh, really? Oh, really? Literally calling for someone's fucking genocide isn't a call to fucking violence. Fuck you, Julius Malema, you black supremacist piece of shit. Like, honestly, is what I understand. This guy's done so many fucking interviews with people, dude. Murk this motherfucker out, man. Seriously. Have the person that's supposed to be the interviewer be some fucking SEAL Team 6 guy that just fucking puts on this motherfucker's dome is what it is, dude. And you end the fucking genocide right then and there, dude. Because assholes are able to assume fucking power at all is what it is then. Anyway, it says, organizing from the struggle against the apartheid regime, it gained predominance in the 1990s. Malema's terrorism is what it is. Black supremacy is what it is there. It says, Malema embraced the chant, given his party's advocacy for redistributing land, by force, by the way, troubles some white communities. Troubles all communities, dude, because it's literally them stealing fucking farmland from people that actually can farm it, killing them in the process, and then turning your fucking country into a starvation hellhole is what it is, dude. It's no different than what happened in all these other countries over there, dude. There's a reason why you have entire nations in Africa right now that are fucking completely annihilated because you had some bullshit regime put into place is what it was there. There's I'm trying to think what the one is offhand right now. It's pretty close to South Africa, actually. Oh god. It was talked about in Lauren Southern's Farmlands documentary. But anyway, it was that country like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, maybe even that, for that matter, sometime in that time period though, they introduced a situation there where, again, they were shitting on white people was what it was there. You know, you actually, this thing right now, you know, it would be one thing if the people over there, that were the majority, whether it be blacks or whatever the case be, actually knew how to do things. Like, I don't know, make a fucking functioning sewer system where you don't have literal fucking shit rolling down an open fucking grate, basically. Where you actually have, like, built fucking things around it so where it's not, like, leaking up fucking toxic gases everywhere is what it is, dude. Where you're not literally looking down and you see the fucking shit stream go flying past you is what it is. Every day of the week is what it is then. And then you wonder why people get sick all the time, dude. And then instead of actually having, like, medicine and doctors, you got fucking voodoo and witchcraft and shit like that and fucking high priestesses and shit over there is what it is then. Where you got some fucking literal tribal shaman or whatever it is doing some bullshit with you. And yet, meanwhile, all you have to do is get this kid some clean fucking water is what it is, man. Like, literally, that's what these tribes do over there, by the way, because I know that for a fact. My cousin, who is an actual African missionary, has talked about that before, where they'll have shamans in these fucking villages, will literally pray over a kid who has, like, a distended stomach is what it is, when in reality, it's because the kid's drinking shit water. And if they actually dig a fucking well, or they have the funds, or they're able to get these people that actually go over there and do stuff, like my cousin, who is a white African missionary is what it is, go over there, raise a bunch of money over here in America, take it over with them, to go buy a bunch of equipment and the supplies that they need to dig fucking wells a couple hundred feet deep. Shocker, when they get clean water, a week later, this kid's fucking fine then. The whole problem was just they were drinking shitty puddle water is what it was, dude. Or they were drinking out of a literal fucking shit pile. That was your shit stream that's all fucking open air is what it was there. Anyway. Fuck was I at now? Oh yeah, talking about black supremacist movement here. So, anyway. Yeah, as I said here, it said white South Africans defended by ex-users. Yeah, and wokeness saying this year the fate of South Africa's 4.51 million white civilians will be sealed. A general election will be held in a few months, and one candidate is surging. His name is Julius Malema, leader of the EFF party. Malema has openly and repeatedly called for genocide against white people. What's fucked up about that too, by the way, is that the EFF thing, there's also, it's not like that particular thing or whatever, but there's also a thing called like Blacks First, Land First is what they call it. So the actual moniker, the letteration for it should be BFLF, but instead it's BLF. It's like, what the fuck? Like, you're taking out an entire letter there, dude, but you're putting another word in the middle of it. Doesn't make any sense. Again, black supremacist logic for you right there, man. For real. We had Right Angle News Network say, really, really bad for South Africa. The surge of hate against white people is becoming increasingly concerning. If we're not careful, this will take over the world. Just read about that one, by the way. Then it said, ex-users are showing their sympathies towards white South Africans as some of the rising popular figures in the country are known for these rhetorics. Said furthermore, many are sharing their concerns towards the popularity and discriminating against people for the color of their skin. However, this time it's directed towards white people. This person said, he's right on time. One need only look at the transition from Rhodesia to, there we go, Zimbabwe was one I'm thinking of, by the way. Yeah, from Rhodesia to Zimbabwe, the genocide of white people started about 20 years from the surrender of the Rhodesians, and there was no outcry, no crocodile tears from the UK or anyone else. Then this person said, and now they are starving and begging for the farmers to come back, but too late. Exactly, dude. And that's what it was. Zimbabwe was like the biggest one of those whole things. We talked about it before, actually. I was watching something here last year is what it was. And you had this guy who was a farmer, I think it was part of Zimbabwe or one of these other countries like that is what it was, who was discussing the hyperinflation of those nations, where you have these idiotic regimes that take over power there, who will have nothing to actually offer and be able to fix like nothing in their economy is what it is. So they'll simply hyperinflate the fucking economy by just printing more money is what it is there. And their currency of the country is what it is there. And so basically what you have people do is they'll go and buy a cow or a pig or whatever it is there. And they'll have this livestock, that will be their currency. That will never degrade, will never, devalue, whatever the case be. It'll always be worth at least what they put into it, if not more for that matter, in some cases. And so eventually they'll take, that cow or that pig or that, bunch of chickens, whatever it is, honestly, to slaughter, and they'll sell it off at a market. They'll take it to the market. It might still be alive for that matter, and then they'll sell it off to whoever. Then that person will slaughter it and make money off of it. Make money off of each cut is what it is. Then the one thing I will give these people, honestly, because they are so poor, because they are so downtrodden and stuff like that, is they will use every part of an animal. In some cases, even things you probably shouldn't use or eat, for that matter, are used and eaten. Like the fucking head of a fucking literal cow. Or, various brains of a fucking cow. And it's like, that's how you get mad cow disease, man, seriously. Like, don't eat that shit. So, yeah. But no, like, I will give them credit for that one, though, because they'll even, like, boil down bones and stuff like that. Like, one of my cousin's wife, actually, who's the African missionary, he was talking about years ago when they were in, I think it was either the Ivory Coast or it was some other part of, like, Africa. There was what it was. By the way, don't ever go to the Ivory Coast as anybody that's not black. Even black people shouldn't go there, honestly, dude. Like, if you're an American or whatever the case be, or any other, like, first world nation, minority and stuff, don't go to that country, man, because you will be killed, period. The reason I say that is because they have fucking literal regime changes like every fucking week is what it is, pretty much. And when my cousin was actually there as a missionary, he was almost killed by a group of rebels is what it was. Because you had them put up this is back in like 2002 or 3 is what it was. And it was a regime change then where you had a bunch of rebel people or whatever, or call themselves rebels anyway. But it was basically just one terrorist group and another terrorist group fighting each other is what it was for power there. And yeah, you had these random villagers throwing up fucking roadblocks of like burning tires and shit like that in the road. My cousin and a couple of people in this group were going to get gas is what it was, and a couple of supplies is what it was for the village that they were in there. We're stopped this roadblock. My cousin literally got yanked out by the back of his shirt and was about to get beaten when all of a sudden you had like 2 or 3 soldiers come flying up in a Jeep. One of the guys firing off a fucking AK into the air, and then I think a couple rounds in the dirt too, if I'm not mistaken. And was like, "You let that white boy go right now!" And the people were like, "Okay." And they fucking let him go is what it was. And then he told my cousin, he's like, "Get back in the car. You go now." And as soon as they did that, they fucking flew out of there. And the guys that were in the Jeep flew up behind them is what it was then. So, yeah. And unfortunately, because of being a missionary over there, my cousin couldn't be armed is what it was. So... yeah, I really don't understand why they even go back over at this point, but that's besides the point. They're a different spot now. They're in Burkina Faso is what it is now, but even that place is not becoming great anymore. It's becoming very Islamic terrorism is what it is there. So, anyway. Continuing on this article, though, it said, others shared stories of what happened in Zimbabwe, where they took the land from white farmers, which sparked a massive famine in the country. Several news outlets dubbed it as the man-made famine. Following that, there was a movement in order to bring back these people in lieu of farming skills. Unfortunately, it was too late. And that's the thing too, by the way. Like, you'll have these idiotic black supremacist types and stuff like that. They will kill or, basically send the people fleeing that actually have the skill sets to feed their asses because they don't think ahead is what it is. Instead, they just think about, their hate for this fucking person or this group is what it is there. And then they wonder why 6 months, a year later, why they have no grain to make into bread, why they have no fucking anything to make anything, why they have nothing for crops, and why they can't grow crops themselves because they don't have the fucking plant shit is what it is, or irrigate or anything else like that. Because the thing is, it's not like they can't plant a seed or whatever the case be. The problem is they have no fucking clue what irrigation is what it is. And it's like the same thing over the Middle East and stuff like that. Instead of actually having like irrigation for your fields and stuff like that, these fucking motherfuckers in like Gaza and Palestine and stuff like that, they will take the tubing and turn it into fucking rockets and shit. It'll be like the literal fucking tubes for rockets and stuff that they make then. To make like mortar shells and shit is basically what it is there. And then they wonder why they don't have any fucking water anywhere. So it's so idiotic, dude. It really is, honestly. But yeah, this person here said, say goodbye to a once great country and hello to another third world African nation. Yep. And then somebody else said it happened long ago. Yep, did, obviously. Said ex-users fear for the future of South Africa if Julius Malima's rhetoric continues on. Said they state that the country will, for obvious reasons, decline further if this is encouraged. Discriminating against an individual for their racial background is wrong, regardless of what race they are. Well, unless, of course, they're Islamic terrorism that's literally trying to kill everybody's what it is there. Holy shit. Huh. So I was looking at the Riley Gaines article there about China laughing at us because of the transgender idiot the other day. Yeah, true enough. But then obviously you got the woman here from wrestling diagnosed with mast cell activation syndrome. That's terrible. Yeah, I wonder why that chick was out for so long is what it was. It makes sense, actually. That's terrible, man. Yeah, that's probably the end of her career, actually. So, that's too bad. She was decent, too, actually. I've seen a few of her matches. There's what it was. So, yeah, anyway. Continuing on with the rest of the articles that we're going to talk about today now. Go to back to the states here. For Colorado, which is gun rights group file lawsuits, federal lawsuits against Colorado ghost gun bans. Oh, this is actually shit. Where's mine?
Background check. Any other gun, Colorado became the latest state to ban so-called ghost guns, which are guns that have no serial number, including guns that can be bought online and assembled at home without a background check.
So first off, and this is the problem I've had with the media in general, they're not ghost guns, you jackasses. It's called privately manufactured firearms. It's been a thing forever in this fucking country. It's been a thing since our founding fathers' day in 1776. What you're talking about is you're talking about people who want to simply have something to not create a fucking Hitlerian gun roster in this country, which is exactly what governments do with this kind of shit, where they're like, oh, well, you're unserialized, still needs to be serialized now, and we need to know where it's at all fucking times there, people. Bunch of shit, dude, entirely.
Other gun, you know the owner, or at least you can trace it to a person.
And you shouldn't be able to, you stupid bitch. Yeah, of course, this is one of the Democrat state reps from Boulder area, Junie Joseph.
But ghost gun is untraceable. That makes it even more dangerous.
No, it actually doesn't, you stupid bitch. What makes dangerous is piece of shit fucking scumbag ass oath breakers like your ass lady who have taken an oath to the U.S. Constitution to swear to uphold the Second Amendment of the Constitution, and yet you'll sit there and break every fucking day your worthless ass career because you love to fucking grab guns from people is what it is. And that's exactly why, honestly, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, anybody that puts their name to this kind of legislation needs to be thrown the fuck out of office on the spot is what it is, dude. That legislation needs to never even pass. The second it's even introduced into a General Assembly, whether it be at a state level or federal level, every single person that's a primary sponsor and a co-sponsor of it needs to have their asses thrown out of office and catch fucking charges for deprivation of code of law, at least 1 year and 1 day in prison, never allowed to hold an office ever again after that, and it's as simple as that, and that's how we fix our fucking country from the inside out, and the story. So...
Joseph sponsored the legislation.
Of course you did.
Requires Colorado ghost gun owners to have their guns serialized
Fuck you, bitch.
by a licensed dealer and undergo a background check. Failure to do so can result in them being charged with a Class 1 misdemeanor for the first offense.
Joke, dude.
Class 5 felony for subsequent offenses.
In a country where we care deeply about the rule of law.
You don't give a fuck about the rule of law, bitch, because you assholes were the one calling to remove Trump from the fucking ballot there in Colorado. Fuck you, Junie Joseph, you sack of shit. You don't give a fuck about the rule of law. If you give a fuck about the rule of law, woman, you would be actively resigning from office right now in fucking disgrace for being an oath-breaking sack of shit.
We should not have ghost guns in our community.
No, we shouldn't have idiots like you in office, lady. Fuck you.
Shot 2 administrators at Denver's East High School.
Oh, the kid who shot 2 administrators at Denver's East High School. You mean the black supremacist piece of shit who was already a known violent felon at the age of like 16 or 17? Who was given daily fucking pat-downs because he was a threat to everybody else at the fucking school? And when they found a gun on him, he pulled it out and fucking started capping people? And was later killed by the fucking Colorado State cops that it was then? You mean that fucking kid? The one that you would conveniently leave the race out of all the fucking time because you know for a fact it would defeat your fucking narrative immediately about who's doing this shit, about the criminal empire who's behind this shit is what it is, dude.
Last year possessed ghost guns, and law enforcement officials who supported the bill said ghost guns are being used in more crimes. But opponents say banning ghost guns will do little to improve
Because
safety.
it will do little to improve this shit, dude.
Who doesn't want to go through a background check, in my opinion, colleagues, isn't just going to throw up their hands and say, well, I guess I can't commit that crime now.
Rocky Mountain gun owners announced a federal lawsuit Monday seeking to have the
Good.
ban overturned. The group's executive director said this law is an outright assault on the constitutional rights of peaceable Coloradans. It's not just an overreach, it's a direct defiance to our Second Amendment freedoms.
Yes, it is.
Joseph says she's saddened the ban is being challenged.
We know for sure that.
What the fuck? Like you're gonna sit there and be like, oh, I'm so sad. It's of course it's gonna be challenged, you stupid bitch. It shouldn't even been on the fucking books to begin with. Your ass should be out of office, lady. Fucking dickhead Jared Polis decided to fucking law should be out of office too, for that matter. And so should every other fucking Democrat that fucking put their name into this piece of shit legislation.
These Coloradans, they want gun violence prevention laws in place.
No, actually they don't. What they want is they want pieces of shit like you the fuck out of office, lady, who keep trying to steal their constitutional rights away from them. And they want your dumbass fucking BLM terrorism the fuck out of their state. And they especially want the fucking illegal aliens y'all keep mass importing into the state of Colorado the fuck back out of it is what it is.
So that flies in the face of what the community wants.
According to gun control advocates,
I would love to see what she's talking about with the community. Let's go ahead and see the group she's talking about with the community. Oh yeah, that's right. It's the MDA, the Moms Demand Action terrorists, the Bloomberg paid puppets, who are literally giving her direct bribes the way they did Allison Russo over 2.5 years ago is what it was now, where you had piece of shit Allison Russo here, the Democrat minority leader, being handed a big old fucking fat envelope full of cash from MDA members at the Ohio State House in May 2021. I guarantee this Junie woman got the same fucking treatment, dude. Where they're like, hey, Junie, here's all this fucking money. Pass this legislation for us. Okay, cool, MDA, I will do that. Cool. Let me primary sponsor this bullshit now.
Group Everytown, Colorado joins a dozen other states with laws. Group Everytown
Community wants.
According to gun control.
Okay, I love how they transition that. By the way, she said the group, what the community wants. The community
advocacy group Everytown,
according to gun advocacy group Everytown for gun safety. Yeah, that's the community she's really talking about, dude. People bribing her ass is what it is.
Joins a dozen other states.
Fucking joke, man.
Regulating ghost guns. Brandon, Denver 7.
What a bunch of BS, man. I'm so glad it's getting challenged, and I really hope the Supreme Court takes that shit up immediately is what it is, dude. Because it's a bunch of crap entirely. Going back to DEI for a minute, actually, the diversity, equity, inclusion shit is what it is with Seamus Malik and company. On the flip side of that one, you now have Texas college DEI offices now illegal, among other laws taking effect in the new year. Fucking love it, man.
Laws are now in effect across Texas. I'm Brianna Smith, your neighborhood reporter in Caldwell. Here are 5 new laws you need to know about. It's the first week of 2024, and new Texas laws are taking effect. Senate Bill 17 is banning public colleges' diversity offices, saying the purpose is to prohibit universities from requiring or giving preferential consideration. The bill is shutting down diversity, equity, and inclusion training for faculty and staff, and diversity initiatives in the hiring process. But it will not affect instruction. The state legislature is also making changes when it comes to minors. House Bill 3186 is allowing minors who are charged with Class C misdemeanors to complete diversion programs. Minors can undergo mandatory mental health treatment and community service. The child is only eligible once every year. House Bill 4758 is restricting e-cigarette advertising. It's now a misdemeanor for retailers to sell products that use food, celebrities, and cartoon characters on packaging. It's an effort to reduce teen vaping. The House and Senate are making adjustments to property taxes for residents 65 old and up. Senate Bill 1381 is allowing certain tax exemptions on properties to carry over to a spouse after death. House Bill 4077 is transferring the responsibility for homestead exemption applications. So you should no longer have to apply, but local appraisal districts are becoming responsible.
That's
If you
interesting.
want more information on
That last one's pretty interesting, actually. Should be good for people in Texas then. But yeah, good on them banning the DEI bullshit, though. And then, of course, you got, we'll go a little bit further down this one. You got fuckstick Jamie Raskin calls on Justice Thomas to recuse himself from Trump ballot decision. Go fuck yourself, Jamie. Resign from office, you fucking prick. You were one of these fucking piece of shit terrorists from January 6th committee, dude. You need to be tossed fucking office a long, long ass time ago is what it is. Anyway. Speaking of DEI and everything being racist, we now have teachers to be trained how to tackle white supremacy in math. I'm not joking. That's the sad part. All this is a fucking joke at the end of the day, man. It really is, dude. Like, seriously. Pittsburgh Public School Board is the latest group to implement practices to tackle the influence of white supremacy in mathematics, according to a consultant group that will teach these idiots how to avoid perpetrating white supremacy in the lessons. Anybody putting money into this needs to be fired on the spot, dude. Anybody pushing for that kind of crap needs to be fired on the spot, is what it is. Fucking stupid bullshit, dude. Moving on to some BLM terrorism. We actually got two stories of that one today. Which is the first one we got. Actually, no, sorry, that's a different one. This is a Walmart product sparks mass recall after leaving 7 dead and thousands injured. It's apparently some magnetic ball you can buy over there, or whatever, called the Relax magnetic balls. So, not good, obviously. Not good at all. The other one I was talking about there that was black supremacy related would have been this one right here, which is protest planned at Wegmans canceled. Activists say their demands were met. This is in Birmingham, Alabama. Or no, sorry. It was in, that was from Birmingham. Okay, this would be Johnson City, New York. Said protest that was planned for Saturday evening at the Wegmans in Johnson City was canceled after activists said that their demands were met. Community organizers were calling for a rally on Saturday to protest the treatment of an African-American family at the store on Thursday. The BLM terrorists say that their demands were met after Wegmans officials on Friday, and the company agreed to issue an apology to local artist Christine Mann, her mother and son, who were shopping at the store Thursday. It said Mann, who is known for painting the giant BLM terrorist mural on Wall Street in 2020, says the white Wegmans employee charged at the family without provocation, leading to a scene in which the store security were called. Organizers claim that the rapid community response and prospect of direct action, so literally fucking Antifa and BLM terrorism, what it is there, pressured the Wegmans into making concessions quickly. So literally you strong-arm them into making some bullshit apology to stop your terrorism from going into the fucking stores it was, dude. Yeah, fuck that, man. If anything, I'd be like, okay, cool. Bring your fucking terrorism here. We're going to kill your asses. We're going to shoot you in the fucking face when you show up is what it is then. And just have the cops there ready to fucking kill them is what it is then. That's going to happen very soon in this country, I believe, honestly. Speaking of BLM terrorism, you got Black Lives Matter protest, inauguration of new South Bend mayor and other city officials. Too bad when Pete Buttigieg was mayor there, is what it was. So the head of Mayor James Muller's swearing in at the Senate Century Center, Black Lives Matter South Bend gathered at a protest ceremony from outside the building. They were holding signs saying Mueller has failed us and released the Opportunity Fund. Leaders say that they were just protesting against Mayor Mueller, but also other issues in the city. BLM terrorist neighborhood. They say black neighborhoods remain the poorest and most underserved in the city. Well, who can you blame for that one? Oh, yeah, that's right. Democrat Mayor Pete Buttigieg back in the day, who literally created a two fucking city South Bend is what it was, dude. Where you had your gay area that was all fucking gentrified and stuff like that. That was all rich and prosperous and stuff like that. Then you had those fucking tracks that was the black poor neighborhoods what was there. So, yeah, blame Pete, dude. Anyway, these morons continued on saying, We are here today to let the mayor of South Bend know that he has failed as a failed record here. He has let us all down from the black community, and we don't stand for it," said Yamaza Red. The hell kind of name is that, man? So one of these idiots claimed the city contract work for minorities continues to decrease. Oh, I don't know. Maybe because y'all don't want to fucking do work is what it is there, dude. Maybe because you're like that one dude. Let me see if I can find that video of that guy, actually. I was watching this video yesterday where it was this dude specifically talking about being hired on just so you could go sue companies is what it was for like OSHA violations and shit is what it was there. And then when other black people do the same thing is what it was then. So, let's see, where's that here now? I know I posted it here. Oh, here it is. Yeah, black community leader teaches followers how to earn extra cash while working 9 to 5. Trick is to sue every company willing to take the risk of hiring you. Such fucking ridiculousness. It is what it is. Yeah, it's this this jackass right here is what it is. And he went into like this whole fucking thing about how he sued like all these companies for like OSHA violations, or was like, "Oh, I'm gonna call these people. I'm gonna call OSHA now that you hired me to fucking be like, oh, this is an unsafe work environment." And as soon as they show up, he's like, "Yeah, I'm the one who called you, man. Give me the money now." And make like $10,000 here, $20,000 there, doing that kind of crap. That dude belongs in jail for a bunch of fucking fraud, is what it is, man. And other kinds of similar crimes would be then. Proves our bullshit system needs to be completely overhauled, is what it actually is. So, anyway, it said, this is from the new mayor of South Bend there. It said, "City of South Bend is committed to being an inclusive city and making sure that when we go out to bid on projects that we're doing our best to be inclusive of the contractors out there, or, you know, actually hire the best fucking people for the job is what it is." I don't know. You know, maybe don't fucking do it as a race-based bullshit. And if you're going to be the best workers for the fucking job, you're going to be the best company for the fucking job that you're going to hire out for is what it is. Maybe hire that fucking company is what it is, dude. And I say that from somebody who has seen the fucking bullshit at OSU over the years, dude, now is what it is. Where you have Ohio State University, they hired, it was this black moving company like 20 years ago or so that they still haven't fired, by the way, at this point, even though they break every fucking thing that they move almost, including like priceless artwork and shit, dude. And like actually like medical history stuff is what it was. And I know that for a fact because my sister who works down at OSU, it was that fucking dumbass company like 10 years ago was moving her ass around there. Moving their place from one thing to another is what it was. And she said literally like half the stuff they put in the truck got broken. Either being put in the truck or being pulled out of the truck. Because these morons didn't know how to fucking do shit correctly is what it was. And actually put it in place properly. And they would just like toss it down like it's fucking nothing. Even though you're talking about like hundreds of $1,000s worth of shit at that point then. Per like item is what it was then. So anyway. It said organizers, aka BLM terrorists, say despite the fact that there is a historic representation of 6 black council members in office now, black community needs substantive and real representation. Go fuck yourselves, man. Seriously. Go fuck yourselves, BLM terrorists. It said, quote, "We want to reinstitute of the business suit. We want them to make that so-called Black Chamber of Commerce do their job. A lot of people don't even know we've got one," said Joseph Yabiz, NAACP and Black BLM South Bend, black supremacist. So the group is also demanding the adoption of a budget created by the organization to help target those issues. Dude, fuck off. Like, seriously, we're so fucking sick and tired of this shit, dude. Just like this right here. Residents fed up with Oregon's out-of-control drug laws issue ultimatum. Let's see what this one says. Coalition of political and business leaders in Oregon is pushing for the reform of the state's drug laws following the decriminalization of drugs in 2020. However, public opinion has shifted, with polls indicating a desire to recriminalize possession of hard drugs and ban public use of them. Why you have meth, coke, heroin, crack, etc. ever being fucking decriminalized to begin with was fucking stupid, honestly. But again, that's Kate Brown's organ for you. That's Tina Kotex's organ for you. Said coalition aims to prioritize diversion, treatment, and recovery over Prosecution in jail. No, because sometimes, dude, that's what you need to have. You need to have people being prosecuted and put in jail to actually get fucking cleaned out, is what it is, man, seriously. So while also seeking improved oversight of tax dollars and tougher penalties for drug dealing, said supporters argue that the current law has led to thousands receiving substance use treatment, peer support services, and harm reduction supplies. Says former deputy of Oregon Department of Corrections, Max Williams, said Oregonians still believe that the best strategy is a minimal use of criminal justice resources to encourage people into treatment and recovery, but they also realize that the tools that we've currently been given law enforcement are not working. Of course you haven't, dude. And that's the whole point entirely, because it's a fucking shithole entirely, dude. Fuck them. You literally get what you vote for on that one, dude. You voted for fucking dumbass Democrats, you get dumbass Democrat policies, what it is there. And finally, for the last article of the day, which is this one right here. Despite violent start to 2024, new gun legislation, likely a non-starter in Indiana. What they mean is new anti-gun legislation, what they're really talking about on that one. Says both gun control and gun rights advocates reached to the gun violence, or react to the gun violence on New Year's Day throughout Indianapolis on Monday. Says both agreed proposed legislation on the table is most likely a non-starter next session. Last month, the Giffords, piece of shit terrorist organization, anti-gun piece of crap, gave Indiana a D- for failing to pass gun control legislation it says would save lives, except it won't actually. What they're talking about passing is bullshit like red flag laws, universal background checks, etc., etc. The same thing they did with Ohio here, by the way. They gave us a D- too, for that matter. And that's one thing that pisses me off. Like, I am so pissed. I am so pissed off that we did not get an F from Giffords, man. Ohio should have got an F from Giffords, man. Seriously. Because we should have been pushing stuff so hardcore that you're just like, no, Gabby, go fuck yourself, you fucking cunt. Honestly, the worst thing happened in that situation was that dude didn't finish a job with her ass, honestly. Instead, killed a bunch of innocent people besides her. So, anyway, said, where right now? Yeah, it says even with violent start to the new year in Indianapolis, Hoosiers we spoke to said it's unlikely new gun control bills will hit the table. Will pass. So that's sad, obviously, but it's also just part of American life, said Indianapolis resident Ryan Reed. Said according to Reed, he is no stranger to the effects of gun violence. Said, quote, I know there's been a lot of people that I was raised around who aren't here or are doing time, but yeah. Says 2 Democrat-sponsored bills seek to reduce gun violence next session. Senate Bill 24 would change the minimum age to carry a firearm from 18 to 21, which is what they're trying. That's exactly what this bullshit was they pulled here in Ohio with the constitutional carry, what it was there. So Senate Bill 95 would allow cities to create their own gun control, so basically breaking state preemption is there. Says Jerry King, president of Hoosiers, concerned again about gun violence, so basically some anti-gun group is what it is. Said both bills are a modest but important step in the right direction. No, they're not, you fucking gun control prick. Says, quote, we think of more success the community has in limiting people's access, utilizing of guns, reliance on guns, the better it is, said that idiot. Said a Second Amendment lawyer, Guy Refield, who has founded the 2A Project, said both bills are most likely dead on arrival, as they should be. So, what are we talking about here? Oh, okay, here you go. People are talking about the stuff right here is what it is. Jesus Christ.
2024, y'all. Celebrating the start of a new year with spunk and positivity in the city of Philadelphia.
I'm actually feeling hopeful this year.
Oh, never mind. That was Philly talking about gun stuff. Never mind. I was thinking that was Indiana for that article there. Anyway, continuing on the rest of this article, though, it says Indiana General Assembly does have a nice job of applying a litmus test of different proposals and saying, for instance, is this law, the proposed law, really going to affect criminals and criminal activity, or is it going to affect law-abiding citizens, is what that dude from 2A Project said. Said, we're not really big on change, especially about guns, so it will be, in like review or something for years, but probably it will be knocked down on something or other. So another bill in the works will prohibit people in Indiana from carrying guns in polling places. However, that Renfield guy says are already voter interference laws in the books to address the very issue in that bill, if passed, would infringe on the right of law-abiding citizens. Yes, it would, actually. So, yeah. It's just a bunch of stupid bullshit is what it is, dude. It's just people trying to grab guns as much as they can, dude. It's just them trying to... And this is the thing, right? Like, these are the same people, by the way, that are trying to gun grabs and stuff like that, dude. They're mass importing fucking illegals into this country to disarm us is what it is, honestly. And to take our shit and to kill our people, everything else like that, dude. To outbreed us, to replace us, all that stuff like that right now. And I'm fucking sick and tired of it is what I am, man. So... Yeah, it got a little cold now, but it still tastes good, though. So it goes to you, Seamus. That good bacon. Yeah. So, anyway. I was going to say something else, but I can't remember what it was offhand. Oh, actually, we will do this article as the last one, I think, for the day, because I just saw something about Boston, Massachusetts, which I think is funny. That stupid fucking piece of shit lady there. Conservatives say send illegal aliens to Boston, Massachusetts after mayor says that they have the right to seek shelter. Yes, send them right to fucking Woo's bullshit Massachusetts, dude. So top conversation regarding illegals coming to America has been talked about frequently since November last year. However, most Americans feel the crisis has gotten out of hand and the government should focus on regulating the issue rather than making it bigger. Boston Mayor's Wu is seemingly an unpopular figure among conservatives. She's also an unpopular figure with everybody, dude, because she's a fucking piece of shit, racist asshole who she's been thrown out years ago is what it is. She is a fucking Chi-Com fuck girl for China who literally did a fucking New Year's Day speech in fucking Chinese. This stupid bitch right here is what I'm talking about, dude. Who last year threw a no whites party for fucking the whole entire city council that weren't white people is what it was there. And then sits there and bitches and moans because people are calling her the fuck out for being a fucking hypocrite piece of shit because her fucking husband is a white guy and she has a mixed race fucking child with that dude. Yeah, like, this is the problem, dude. Like, stop allowing these fucking foreign national sacks of shit like this to hold fucking office in this country, man, period. So, anyway, it says Wu faced backlash over the holiday party that included white council members sparking criticism for its exclusionary invitations hosted by City Hall. The race-based exclusions drew disapproval from city council members' social media. It said, well, on an initial email inviting all 13 members, white members were later informed that they were excluded from the thing intended to celebrate diversity. More stirred concerns about inclusivity and potential discrimination. But first of all, it's not potential discrimination, it's fucking discrimination, dude. This bitch is a fucking discriminatory piece of shit is what it is, dude. Fuck her. So Michelle Wu clarified it is a, quote, inadvertent error, but aimed to foster a city living its values, emphasizing inclusivity of all communities, which is absolute bullshit, dude. She just fucking sad that she got caught because she's a fucking racist asshole. And instead of actually apologizing for being a fucking racist fucking piece of shit Asian woman, she was like, oh no, I'm sorry I got caught. Fuck the white people, etc., etc. And more or less, that's exactly what she said, more or less, in like more words than what it was, though. Roundabout way. Anyway, so conservatives encouraged to send illegal aliens to Boston. We got the chick behind lives at TikTok saying, send all illegals to Boston. Yeah, it says, Mayor Michelle Wu, every human being has a legal right to come to the United States and seek asylum or shelter. Yeah, then you need to have them in your fucking home, bitch. Have them around your fucking child, you dumb cunt. And as Wall Street Silver, that's the one kind of always follows what it is here, said, their position on every human has the right to seek asylum basically means destruction of our country. It is such an insane position to take that I question their basic cognitive ability or reason. No serious person could fail to understand why that position cannot function in... What else to say here? Position cannot function... in reality. So here's the problem with that whole thing too, by the way, is it's not just that. And I've said this before, I'll say it again, man. Anybody who has willingly jabbed up at this point, who took that shit in the last couple of years, should not be allowed to hold an office in this country at all. Because they're the ones who are completely mentally declined at this point, and that includes that stupid bitch Michelle Wu, for that matter, dude, who was pushing that crap as fucking mandatory crap on everybody in that city is what it was when she was mayor there a couple years ago, back in 2020 during the lockdowns, and then 2021 when they had the shots and what it was. Yeah, this stupid fucking cunt does not need to be in fucking power at all, dude, in this country. She needs to be in jail right now, honestly, for crimes of humanity is what it is. Anyway, so for the most part, conservatives understand that there are individuals who need asylum for protection in the United States. However, not everyone who crosses the border illegally should be regarded as someone who needs asylum status. Almost none do, by the way. Next to none actually do, man. There's maybe a small handful, but there's almost none now is what it is. Anybody crossing currently is a fucking lying sack of shit, dude. They're all fighting age males for fuck's sakes, dude. And the ones that aren't are like fighting age females, honestly. Like even this video here, we're showing the fucking illegal immigration in Europe is driving massive political shift. And yeah, the people that are crossing there, it's a shitload of fucking dudes and then like a handful of women, maybe at most. Oh, and then of course you got fucksticks talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene should resign immediately. No, it'll have no more people like that. They're pushing for what a border should be, man. When you got MTG literally slammed by Rep, blames Biden administration for open borders and made Al-Qaeda threats. Because he's to fucking blame. Because this old pedophile fuckboy over here is to blame, dude. So is Kamala's ass for keeping the shit open is what it is right now. So after news broke, Republican Congresswoman shared on X from another Twitter, also mentioned the open borders and Biden administration in the same post. So this did not go well with the internet, which did not appear to be on the same page with this Congresswoman. You had pieces of shit basically talking about she should resign, what it is there. Yeah, these fucking dumb cunts right here. Of course, what do they have? They got the fucking different terrorist flags, is what it is right there. The Ukrainian one and the fucking, not even sure which one that is next to it, like gay pride or fucking some other stupid shit or whatever the case be. Yeah, somebody just said true. Or what do Republicans do to stop this as well? Well, they actually voted to actually fund fucking border walls under Trump, is what it was, dude. So there is that. And they keep trying to do that, is what it was. But of course, fucking dickhead Biden and company keep lying to be doing that shit. That's what it is, man. So, mind you, Marjorie Taylor Greene is also one of the people that was targeted by leftists this past week for Christmas when they tried to literally have her house fucking swatted and have her killed, is what it was there. So, which her house actually was swatted, but they thankfully didn't get a chance to actually kill. There we go. Yeah, it's right here. So we're talking about here in this little video clip here, where it's Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene reports swatting incident. This happened. It was either Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. I'm not sure which one. But yeah, it's just disgusting, dude. In general, and this is the fucking left's tactic, dude. That's why they need to be charged with fucking attempted murder at this point. Honestly, we'd be better off as a country if they were. Honestly, right now, dude. Huh. What are you waiting for? Vivek Ramaswamy slammed as he doubles down on vow to withdraw from Maine and Colorado ballots over Trump expulsion. The Republican presidential hopeful Ramaswamy faced brutal trolling as he reignited his vow to withdraw from Maine and Colorado ballots as President Trump was declared ineligible on them. So during an appearance with News Nation Prime on Monday, the 1st, 38-year-old Ramaswamy declared that he intended to nullify Maine and Colorado by abstaining from their elections. And added a bunch of stuff about the whole thing. So, yeah. Anyway. So, yeah, then people said, what are you waiting for, basically? Which is not surprising. Like, and that's the thing, man. If you're going to make, like, that's the problem I have with Vivek entirely, dude. It's like, if you're going to make claims like that, dude, and you already have the dude basically kicked off, you already have Trump kicked out of the ballot, or whatever the case be, then just jump off yourself, man. Seriously. So, anyway. But anyway. That being said, everybody that's running right now in these stupid ass Republican debates and stuff, I don't even think it's them trying to get a VP ship at this point. It's them just trying to get like a cabinet position is what it is, whether it be Secretary of State or, what do you call those people? Press secretary or something like that's what it'll be. Which honestly, at this point, Vivek wouldn't make a bad press secretary for Trump. He might actually make a decent Secretary of State too, for that matter. As far as my understanding goes right now, I guess Ben Carson has been hanging out with Trump recently and has basically been going around and acting like he's going to be Trump's VP pick at this point, which is cool. That's fine with me, dude. Honestly, I like Ben Carson. He's a good guy. So I would vote a Trump Carson ticket, honestly. Not that I actually really want to vote for Trump again, is what it is, but, because just how he fucked us the last couple times, what it is here. But yeah, if we actually get to an actual election, I'd probably vote that ticket in, honestly. It's better than anybody else right now, is what it would be, man. So, and at least it would make this country somewhat better off. That'd be the case then, hopefully. But I don't believe we're actually going to get to an election cycle this year. I think we're going to have a lot of fuckery going on. I think you're going to have Democrats legitimately pull a bunch of shit to remain in power is what it'll be. So, good times ahead, man. That's why I'm eating my very, very unhealthy breakfast here is what it is. Because I don't know if we're going to make it, man. And I prefer to, if I'm going to die, I prefer to die happy is what it is, man. And happiness comes in the form of bacon, y'all. That's good. Man, that flavor is so good. That saltiness and the crispiness and everything else like together. Can't beat bacon, man. If you haven't seen it, there's actually a video out there of a dude that did a System of a Down parody talking about bacon. I obviously can't show it because I'm not sure if it's going to be a copyright claim or whatever the case be then. So, but yeah, I put it on the Twitter/X page recently. Here is what it is. It's also on the Discord too, for that matter. So, in both Honda and NEA's Discords, it's in there someplace in the last week or so is what it is. So, if you want to see it, go to those ones and check it out. So, anyway, other than that though, I will be back in about 10 or 11 hours on Honda's chat tonight. I'm not sure what time it's going to start, probably 10 o'clock or so, give or take, Eastern Standard Time. And then other than that, I will be back here on this channel in probably 2 days from now on Thursday for the next Buckshot Thursday. We'll be talking about a few different things. I want to mention SHOT Show, obviously, because there's a couple of things that have already been sort of leaked out right now from gun companies that are coming this year. Specifically, I guess Taurus is making a 10 mil now, which is pretty cool. In their TH configuration, that's the hammer-fired one. That'd be the case then, so that'd be a pretty cool one, honestly. That being said, I can't buy in a 10 mil, unfortunately, because, shit's way too expensive, man. Hell, even 9 mils fucking crazy overpriced at this point now. So, anyway. But yeah, that being said, though, that's where we're at for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'll see y'all in the next one. Make every day of 2024 like it could be your last, dude, because for all we know, it might be, honestly. But always make sure you're carrying one and carrying one in the chamber. and that your life is way more important than a criminal's, to protect yourself at all times and do what needs to be done to make this country a safer place for you and yours. Have a good one, y'all. Later.